With just 10 months for the Tamil Nadu Assembly elections to come, maintenance of law and order has become the center point of discussions related to the state politics. And joining us now for a conversation on this is the state DGP, Mr. Shankar Jiwal. Sir, thank you for talking to Times Now. My first question to you is, the opposition parties in Tamil Nadu, be it the ADMK or the BJP, they've been claiming that the number of murders and the number of sexual crimes against women and children, they are on a constant rise in the state in the recent years. So what is your response to these allegations?
No, statistically it is not true, because this is one of the rare states, Tamil Nadu, where actually the number of murders have gone down progressively over last few years. We saw a peak around 2019, and then if you take murders in 23, there is a reduction in 24 compared to that. And we have the latest figure of first quarter of 25, which compared to 24 has a further reduction in murder. Now, generally, murders reduction, we cannot take credit for that, because murders happen for different reasons. We classify them in 18 different parameters. Our main focus is if murders are there with a premeditated motive, like among rowdies. If a rowdy kills another rowdy over area domination, if there is a communal motive to it, if there is a caste angle to it, then we are worried about that. In this category, though murders have reduced, generally, with increase in population, murders also go up progressively, same number. We call it crime rate, murders per lakh of population, but it is reduced. Within this, what we take credit for is the reduction in the murder with the rowdies motive and the communal and this thing. There is a great reduction, almost like 50% reduction in that. So, statistically itself, it's proven it's not correct. Second part is that crime against women, and I'll add children to that basically, because we have a vertical which we manage, crime against women and children. We are one of the states with the lowest rate of crime against women, if you go by the statistics of NCRB, National Crime Record Bureau, which is repository of entire country's statistics. Around 22 or so compared to 66 per lakh of population throughout country. Average is 66 around, and we are 22 or 24 around that is our figure. So again, statistically it doesn't gel well. There has been a rise in absolute number of crimes, if you add all crime against women and children. But you must see that crime against children is one aspect where awareness is a very important part. So when there was a slight rise in number of cases registered, we went in that, and we found that awareness has played a major role, because a society, how aware it is regarding crime against children, to report it proactively. We have seen that, for example, schools, small incident happens, within families, small incident happens, and they are brushed under carpet at times, not always, depending on society, depending on nature of crime. So we did a study of 2023-24 crimes. We found that in 23, for every 100 registered cases, 88 cases were where the complainant is a parent or a child, direct reporting of the case, and 12 cases come from indirect sources, which is crime, this child welfare committee, child welfare protection officer, hospitals reporting teenage pregnancy and all. 24, it has come to the ratio of 74 only versus 26. That means awareness is playing a major role in registration of these cases. So actually we welcome reporting of cases when it has happened, instead of for stigma or for other reasons trying to brush it under carpet. So statistics clearly show that though there is an increase statistically, but it's because of the awareness. This is scientifically done. So I think we will strongly disagree with both the contentions that there has been an increase which can be attributed to a lawlessness or something. And statistics speak about it.
Sir, the opposition parties' claims are shaped by certain high-profile killings. For example, if we take the murder of BSP leader Armstrong, or the mining corruption whistleblower Jabagir Ali, or the retired sub-inspector from Tirunelveli, Mr. Zagir Hussain. So these crimes are specifically being mentioned by the opposition parties, and they are telling that these look like revenge murders. And so if we talk about these killings, can we attribute this to the intelligence failure on part of the Tamil Nadu Police Department, because these seem to be revenge murders, right?
So I will just take a cue out of your card out of your pack, that if you can only quote 3 cases over last 4 years and say that this is the status of affairs in law and order, then my point is proven in a way, saying that there are anecdotal cases in every point of time and any given slice of history. There will be cases which look sensational and may be sensational as well at that point of time. But that we are only able to quote some 3 cases, of which I will say that 2 of the cases are actually with certain other motive than rowdyism or area domination for sure. The impression that this is to say that it attributes to a lawlessness or it attributes to a intelligence failure can be strongly rebutted. I will say that on average, if you see throughout country, statistically, the sensational cases, any day you pick up any national daily which is being published in Tamil Nadu and see what's happening across country, you will find that there are more sensational cases every day happening. So few cases do happen. What we have to see is that how we have reacted to those. Intelligence failure is said to happen when you have a series of things happening and when there is a earlier warning related. If a case, still the cases can happen where we do take action, but all these cases which you are referring to are something which happened for a particular motive, at particular instance. So attributing intelligence failure to them, I'll think that will be going a shade beyond professional call. And overall, if you see, the state has had a very peaceful tenure all along. Even the cases you are referring to, the action of state is very swift and very strong in all the cases. Rather, some of the cases have, apart from these cases, there are few more cases actually which were shown as sensational over last few years. Some have already seen the light of the day with convictions and all actually. So I will again say that let us have a very dispassionate view, and we will see that that's not true. It cannot be called either as a failure of law order or as intelligence failure.
So when it comes to crimes against children, we are seeing that some of these crimes, they are happening inside the school premises. Like for example, in Krishnagiri, we saw how 3 government school teachers, they were arrested for allegedly sexually assaulting a child, and
Yes.
the same kind of cases, they've been reported in Tirupur district in Chennai also. So what kind of preventive measures the police department is currently undertaking in collaboration with other departments?
This question I think is very relevant, because the certain crimes, be it related to drugs, be it related to children, where the preventive action is very important, which basically means awareness part of it. The more awareness, telling people that what is a crime, like we are giving a lot of awareness on good touch, bad touch to small children and all that. The cases you are referring to, Krishnagiri and all, there were instances of an NSS camp being organized by a person who was not authorized to hold those camps, and then molestation of children. An SIT was formed immediately, headed by an Inspector General of Police rank officer. And we went not only to that school, we went to all the schools of the region to see if at any point of time any such camp was organized, which they have not reported. Organized but still crime not committed, organized and still something which has not come out. And extensive exercise was taken. All those cases, the accused, including those people who willy-nilly allowed such a thing, like in POCSO, it is very clear that if an offence is reported, or one person comes to know, even a school staff, and they don't tell police, it's an offence. They have been booked for that, and all the cases have been charged sheet as on date. They are up for trial. So the preventive aspect which you spoke about is very, very important. We have joined hand with social welfare department, which is in general, but more important school education, because it takes care of elementary this thing. And also the first week of the starting of the school or college also, we are dedicating entire week on the aspects of sexual harassment of any sort, how to report, whom to report, how to go about. We have added the drugs part of it by opening anti-drug club and education to our students and younger generation on that. Apart from that, a big awareness campaign like Chennai City and Aval campaign is going on, where self-defense training etc. is on. We just now in this budget, current budget, 75 crore has been specially allotted for the safety of women and children in cities, and 3 cities plus 3 Chennai, Kavadi and Tambaram plus 3 other cities going to come up in that. We have also come up with the educational material, a lot of it into it. This year government has also allotted 2 crore to police department alone for awareness campaign and all that, which we are going to do by having a lot of conferences etc. and these aspects. But preventive action, basically this matter is totally revolving to the education. The cases which you spoke about, there was a spurt of these cases getting reported in schools and all, was only because of this awareness. Because if you see, the period of these offences were 1 year back, 6 months back, 8 months back, all getting reported together. So it looked like a lot of cases getting reported. We welcome it. We welcome the cases getting reported. But the period of offences is 1 year plus. So you just saw a spurt suddenly because everybody started speaking of it.
Sir, talking about the Anna University sexual assault case which made headlines across the country. So from that Anna University case to the recent Arakonam incident that has come to light, there are allegations of DMK functionaries being protected by cops. So what is your straight response to these accusations?
So there is a conviction in this case already in Anna University. I don't understand how there can be protection also, there can be conviction in 5 months also. That's very paradoxical to start with. If there is a protection, there shouldn't be conviction. So in Anna University case, the accused has already been convicted and sentence is going to be announced on 2nd of the June. The Arakonam case is very, very straight cut and clear, where we have given 2 press releases very openly. Throughout the country, if you go around, I don't think the police department comes forth and give press releases for clarification and rebuttal. We have given 2 very clear press releases. What was the complaint like? The photograph and the video of the 2 persons, I'm not naming them X, Y and Z, getting married in a temple and all, and their entire transactions thereafter, everything has been stated. Any population if you take, there will be some people who will belong to certain religion, certain sect, certain political party, etc. So as far as Tamil Nadu police is concerned, I think we have never even once come across so far in recent times where you can say that we have been partisan to anybody. I don't have statistics, but if you see, we would have arrested any party, any sect, anybody if they have come to criminal notice. For us, a crime is a crime. As a criminal is a criminal.
So there is no political influence at all, is what?
Not at all. It's a zero. It's I will say simply say I've given you the example of paradoxical part of it. If you say he is a political functionary getting convicted also in 5 months, so not at all. No, please, that is not correct. And in the Arakonam case is still building up. In due course, you will see what comes of that. I don't think there is any substance to this. Iota also of this thing
claim.
That there is this.
Because some say there are some delays in registration of FIRs, and sometimes the investigation is a bit compromised, is the allegations, and mostly it's political, but still the police department can respond to these accusations.
No, if we go hair splitting, then we have to go into that particular aspect, but mostly no. Very clearly we can say, and if a particular case is spoken about and we want to get details also, there are 100 of modes today. We have RTI, we have commissions, etc. I don't think Tamil Nadu police has been wanting in any of these instances so far.
Sir, since 2021, at least 18 encounters have been reported in the state of Tamil Nadu. So human rights activists, they are raising concerns over these extrajudicial killings. So what is your response to these concerns raised by the human rights activists and some groups regarding extrajudicial killings?
We are ourselves very, very sensitive about it. So I don't know how this word encounter came. I think it came from north somewhere, some state or something, the word encounter. If you see any of our records, we have never spoken as something called as encounter. In self-defense, police department does it. They have right as per the law in self-defense to use force and the use force basically is minimum, but it is left to discretion of the officer concerned on the spot. There have been instances of fire being opened and some instances, but you see, if you note the number of cases where fire has been opened and person is not killed, there are more than 18. Then in Tamil Nadu, the instances where fire has been opened in self-defense and concerned person, other person not dead or not killed is 18. Because the fire has been opened at his knee or somewhere placed to incapacitate him. That number, this ratio itself shows that Tamil Nadu police is not going after people to do anything what we call as extrajudicial killing. I strongly denounce these quotes or words as such. We are one of the state in police which is totally law abiding. Our state human rights commission is very, very active in these aspects, and Tamil Nadu is one state where all the organizations which are leading and they are welcome in the protection and the espouse the cause of human rights have always been very active always. I must tell you that last more than 22, almost 26 months now, we don't have a single custodial death, which is record throughout country. Because if something happens in custody, now it is not, it's a judicial magistrate, judiciary which comes into and does the inquest and all. We don't have a single
This is
instance.
after the Tuticorin.
Tuticorin was much earlier.
Yeah, much
this
earlier.
custody death is from last August of 2022.
Yeah.
It is there. So there have been instances of police opening fire in self-defense, but I don't call it encounter. I call it the self-defense and extrajudicial killing. Not at all. Because I just told you. But then in that case, what about all those cases where fire is opened and person is still alive? Because all those will definitely give a statement in the inquiry. No, so we do not have a single adverse inquiry report so far. Let us go by the rule of law instead of these allegations in general.
Sir, though murders and sexual offences have been the talking point, the stiffest challenge that the Tamil Nadu police seems to be facing is in controlling the drug menace. So let me ask you very straightly, is the police department struggling to control the drug menace in the state?
No, not at all. Why should we say that? See, where there are two aspects to drugs. Basic drugs, we are talking about the drugs which are banned, which are illegal under NDPS Act. That is very clear about it. Sometimes people confuse alcohol or tobacco, etc. So only drugs we are talking about. Now, the drugs, they are supply reduction aspect, demand reduction aspect. Both have to go hand in hand in a society to control this menace. Supply reduction is by and large the police department. Demand reduction this is the first state in I think entire country which has opened a mission management unit in our home department for demand reduction alone. Funds have been allotted and a lot of efforts in going on. Like we have open anti-drug club in almost like each and every college and school. So supply reduction is the police part, we'll come to that. The success is judged by three factors. Internationally standards. If you enforce it pretty well, the street price of drug goes up. Why it goes up? Because you are controlling supply so that it is less, demand remains same. So supply demand equation, the prices will go up because quantity is less now. A particular drug, cannabis, which is sort of a pretty common drug, the prices have gone 3 times throughout the state. So it shows that formula works, that there is a reduction of the availability of drug on the streets. Second thing is substitution effect, what we call is internationally known phenomena. When you reduce this, when you control supply, this drug is not available, so let's go for something else. We have a major menace of tablets now, and tablets are something which is, some of them are not illegal again. So off the shelf availability of these so-called drugs, which can be opioid based or painkillers, which tend to give a high to them, has gone up substantially. It has gone 10 times up, which we are addressing now. This thing. Third is that a person who is involved in organized crime of contraband, he tends to break the quantities. If you have earlier seizure of, let us say, for example, X quantity average, if it has gone X by 3, X by 4 per seizure, like 100 kg was common seizure, now it is on 20 kg, it means he is breaking his consignments because he knows that there is chance of interception. So the more cost of manpower and all that, but he doesn't want risk of seizure. All things happen in Tamil Nadu. So scientifically, we are talking about the effect of the police in supply reduction. Let somebody counter it. But the menace is there. we don't want to be like other countries where this issue has become very, very bad, or some of the states in India also. So we are concentrating on supply reduction, demand reduction. If just supply reduction, if you see by these equations, they'll go for some other drug or something else. So demand reduction is a major aspect. This state, as I told you, has gone certain measures to go into, and I think we will be the first state in another 5 or 10 years which will be able to do a lot of demand reduction activity also to control this menace.
So talking about the drug menace, we have to also address the huge tragedies. Like Tamil Nadu has seen two huge tragedies in the last few years, one in Viluppuram and one in Kallakurichi, and tens of people, they lost their lives in these incidents. So in both of these cases, was the police department not aware of the huge sales, or was there a compromise in the investigation? Because either ways, this seems to be an issue that the police department didn't focus on or failed to focus on.
Yeah, it is like the deaths because of illicit liquor is a very painful thing, and it has happened in 2 instances in Tamil Nadu, as you said. So there have been some slackness at field. That's why how this methanol could be sold as a illegal alcohol. For that, disciplinary action has been initiated against the concerned subordinate staff and all that. What is most important, how did it happen? In both the cases, if you see, it was methanol which was brought in to be sold as ethanol. Now, ethanol basically is not available. So what happens, the rectified spirit, which is supposed to be not used for this type of consumption, but for other purposes, can be sometime diverted and then made available as a cheap liquor to people. So when you control the supply of this rectified spirit, that is ethanol, then people look for other mode supply. I told you substitution effect and all. And then in those cases, they have been looking, like in second case, I can tell you specifically because I was DGP that time when it happened in Kallakurichi. They have been trying to locate some source of a liquor because this ethanol was not available for almost a month or so, and then somehow they sourced something which looked like ethanol, but it was methanol basically. But that methanol should also be controlled. So what we have done for the first time in the state, we have brought regulations to check methanol also. Earlier, methanol only used to be controlled as a DL2 license. Now we have made, like for tobacco products, we have made joint groups of the district supply officers, provision excise officers, PW officials, to go around and check all persons who deal with methanol. A large success has been achieved in this. Apart from this, we are going after the illicitly distilled liquor, if anywhere still it's available, and RS, rectified spirit, in a big way. So the effort of police are always on in this regard, and I am sure that with these efforts what we are taking, a new forum opened against methanol as such, continued this thing against rectified spirit and illicit distillation. Every weekend we are having SPs, DIG, IG rank officers going for these operations. And definitely I don't think we will see any other tragedy in near future. It is a very scientific way of doing it. We will be definitely seeing that the citizens of Tamil Nadu don't suffer any such tragedy anymore.
Sir, what is your message to the public through this interview who are watching the interview right now?
My thing is that please don't just give in to the rumors part of it, like things are bad. Like generally it is being stated that law order is gone bad. So law order basically is two concepts: law, the efficacy of law, implementation of law. Order is public order, like how that everybody days this. So so generally how it happens, people say that a lot of cases are happening, this is happening, that is happening. Statistically, I told you how the situation is now. So everybody should know that. We must understand that the public order is said to be affected when man days are lost in a particular activity. I am not able to send my child to school because this transport strike is there, or there is a road roko that side, or there is a general band in the area, or there is a fear of something. Communication down. Internet is closed for 10 days because of this thing happening. I'm not able to communicate. Communication lost hours. essential services. Let us stop the milk because it is coming only once in 3 days because there is a lot of issues in the state happening. All these actually show the, when we call about man day lost in any activity, be it entertainment. For example, let us say after 7 p.m. let's not go out. So you see footfall in Tamil Nadu in late evening hours is increasing with progressively year after year. So there's a tendency of telling people that in Tamil Nadu the law order is bad, crime is increasing. Statistically it's not true. Public order is at the best. No states clocks 9.6 growth, industries coming in, etc. if the situation would be so bad. So my message is that please believe in Tamil Nadu police and the governance. And if there is anything, because nothing is always perfect. If there is something, please bring to our notice. We are always here to set things right. I say that we must take pride in the governance and the police in Tamil Nadu compared to any other states as such. That's what I will not say message. I'd say that is what I feel, and I think that we should give a thought to this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
That is the DGP of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Shankar Rival, telling us that statistically the crime rate in Tamil Nadu is going down year after year, and especially talking about murders. The number of murders has gone down in the last 4 years, 1 year after the other is what he has to say. And he's also telling that a special focus is being given on creating awareness about, sexual offences, like how to reduce sexual offences. So let's wait and see how the situation pans out in the upcoming months and years. For the time being, this is Dharni Jayaprakash for Times Network from Chennai.